Hi, I'm Julio Cesar Williams. I'm an international fellow, and I went to Siem Reap, Cambodia. I'm feeling really good, actually. I felt a little jet lagged, obviously, since I've been back, but I'm still kind of, I don't know, in a like weird haze of having been experiencing there and then kind of just being back in New York. There were a lot of things that surprised me. I mean, first of all, it's so different than the US. Um, there is like, I don't know if I'd say a lot of poverty, but just people have really meager incomes and like ways of living. So there's a lot of different things you have to get used to. But outside of that, I guess the biggest difference is the way that they incorporate, I'd say, like their religious practice into their day-to-day life. I feel like a lot of the people that I encountered or just the cultural traditions were heavily invested in like going to the pagoda and like having this interaction with the spirit world, which is very different. So, like, they really care about family and tradition, and part of that is like this reverence of ancestors and these super spiritual places, like the ruins and stuff, and feeling like there's actually energy embedded in those things. So that was the biggest thing because I feel like in New York, I guess it's not like people are less spiritual, but I guess we just have different concerns. I did have a super big interest in Khmer, and I still do. I guess the thing that was the most amazing to me was like usually, I guess the other languages that I've studied, like Spanish or French, for example, they still are based in kind of Latin um, letters. So going there, it's a completely different like scheme with its own logic. It's so ancient. It's like tied to Sanskrit. They have more consonants than us, so more sounds. And the way that they write, like they stack consonants. They don't write them out horizontally. So you deal with like multiple levels of letters and vowels. So it's just structured very differently. And I guess it was fun to dive into that because when I first got there, it's like being in a world where nothing is legible. And then I wanted to be able to at least get to the point where I could like sound things out or recognize letters so that there's a little bit more, like you feel more embedded in like the world around you. So I worked really hard to kind of learn the alphabet as much as I could and start down the road of like actually reading stuff around me. At first, I was like really shy to like say the Khmer words that I learned. Um, but think that I learned about myself like during the whole trip that I'm like a really shy person, which I really didn't think before because I'm definitely very social. But there would be so many times where I would just feel this overwhelming like anxiety, just because I don't know, like you're not part of the culture and you feel kind of awkward and clunky, and like being able to deal with that like uncertainty and um, um, like uneasiness was something that I really worked on and tried to get better. So by the end, I was definitely saying like trying to at least communicate in Khmer on a basic level. Um, but yeah, at first I was definitely really scared about it. I think that therapy was very helpful to me, and I really connected with my therapist on a personal level, which I don't know if I've done many times before because it's like there's that compatibility that you just have with a person. So I think her and I really understood each other, even though it was like a very short time period. Um, and like I'm always usually honest in therapy, so it wasn't really that. Like I felt more comfortable with her. I just felt like she was. understood like really where I was coming from. So she was able to like offer genuine like good advice to me. Um, so that really helped. I feel like some of the times I've been in therapy, it's like just blabbing without any like tools to like improve communication or like but I feel like she was very helpful, so it did help me. I mean, I wasn't particularly stressed out from the fellowship, so I just used the opportunity to kind of like talk about some of the things that I had been thinking about emotionally outside of the program, just in general about life and stuff. I felt really good being alone, but it also kind of like, I mean, it was like I felt really good about it, but then also like I realized I missed a lot of things, like just talking to people and um, speaking in English. I missed that too. And I didn't think I would actually miss it as much as I did because I'm very comfortable being alone. Like most of the time I'm alone outside of work. It's like in the studio or at home or whatever. Um, but I think it was really rewarding for me. Like I liked being alone and kind of being like having that connection from New York. Kind of a little bit more difficult for me because it helped me to kind of focus on um, um, inner exploration. Yeah, definitely. I think the trip to the floating village stood out to me. The trip to Prasat Phnom Kram stands out to me. I had the most intense religious experience in both those places, and I wouldn't consider myself super spiritual necessarily. Um, but the way that I felt at both those places, it was honestly life changing. Like I don't know how to describe it other than that. It's like feeling connected to this like oneness or like things beyond you in a more like humble, grateful type of way. Experiencing the wholeness of life and really feeling connected to others. I guess that there was something about those places and the times that I was there and just the like spectacular beauty. Uh, yeah, it really affected me. It like moved me. I mean, most of the, honestly, a lot of the activities really made me feel really grounded and connected. And I usually try to go in, like, even if I was feeling reluctant or like annoyed or stressed or whatever, um, with an open mind and like a willingness to kind of like learn from those experiences. But there were definitely, I think that like Siem Reap is a very spiritual place. That's why people go there. It's very rooted in this like ancient um, grounding. And also there's this like the chaos of this war that just happened and a genocide and like them trying to rebuild from that. And then they also are super spiritual, like all of these like currents flowing. And um, uh, yeah, I felt really like I felt overwhelmed by that emotion at times. Did things get easier or more difficult? No, honestly, I think they were like kind of difficult the whole time, and that's just the nature of the place. Like I'm not from there. I think I read in the Apex book, kind of just like wanting to be in that like unfamiliar space for as long as possible. And I don't think I ever got beyond that space. And um, it was kind of sad in a way too, because like, you go there and you want to be a part of that place. Like I wanted to like make friends and get to know people, and it just wasn't long enough. And I was so busy with activities that it was almost impossible to like actually kind of like integrate myself into the place. so there was always kind of that outsiderness. So I wouldn't say it got any easier. I would say it was like difficult in the beginning and difficult at the end, maybe if only for different reasons, you know? Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I definitely know like ton about that place. I feel like I did learn a lot about Cambodia, Siem Reap, um, like a little bit of their culture and like beliefs, um, like people's day-to-day activities, like the way they think about life in the world, and how they place an emphasis on family and like being together. So I did learn that. I mean, I feel like, yeah, I kind of made friends with the Water for Cambodia people. They really made me feel welcome. And I feel like most people that I met actually were super sweet and kind of like wanting to like make me feel included. Um, I just wish I had like longer on a personal level to like actually kind of make friends like on a real level, you know? Yes, yeah, yeah. Will Apex change the way I interact with community and life? Absolutely. I mean, without a doubt, I feel like a completely different person. I feel like, if anything, it's kind of um, forced me to like think about what's really important to me and to kind of try to prioritize those things. And in a weird way, like it's almost made me feel like I want to be more connected to community, but then also I also want to prioritize my own goals. I feel like before I left, I was definitely like maybe, I don't know, putting too much in an emphasis on like being social and like trying to go to every show. And like now I definitely feel more like, man, there's like more important things in life than to just go to every single art show and try to put your face out there. It's like I want to make more of my life in a like more deeper kind of a way, and part of that is like kind of conserving my own time and energy. I think it taught me a lot about that, but also it really made me like question why um, I do feel tension. Like so now I feel like less stressed out doing things. You know, like I guess like less of a procrastinator. Like I'm just like, oh, I'll just do it, as opposed to kind of like defaulting to like not doing something. Like so it's giving me a lot more confidence in just like seeing something and being like, oh, I want to do this, I'm gonna go do it. Like um, I feel more confident in doing that, I guess. Like not necessarily being like, oh, let me text my friends, see if they want to go with me. It's like I'll just go. Like I don't need someone with me, or I don't need to like feel afraid of like attending something. I can just do it on my own if I need to. And I think that Apex really gave me that confidence. Um, and it also made me feel like kind of like less of a sense of like this inflated idea of the art world, like oh, the art world's so important. Like I guess before it was like kind of like the biggest priority in my mind. Like I'm just like art is so important. I have to like go to every show, do every art thing, try to keep getting ahead. And now I'm just like life is really bigger than that. I mean, I do really love art and I want to make an impact with my painting and with my art practice, but there's also other important things to life. Um, and I think having that space and being in Siem Reap and like seeing these people, like they don't care about art at all. Like they care about like these things that are important to them. Like just seeing that and experiencing that kind of reminded me that there are more important things than just art making in life. Well, in all honesty, like when I got back, I mean, I'm still like in this weird spiritual haze. So, and my dreams have been so vivid lately. So, like when I came back and I passed out from the jet lag or whatever, I was having these really intense dreams, and like I'd wake up and I would just be like, man, do I even want to do art? Like, do I even need to do this thing? Like, it was such a big part of my personality and like how I found meaning. And honestly, I didn't really miss it when I was in Sim Reap. I was like, I got all this other shit to do. I got like this pretty tight schedule. And it's not like I missed painting. Like I still thought about art from time to time, but it wasn't really at the forefront of my day to day. And being back here, it's like I mean, I already went to the studio to like grab some stuff that I left there, and I didn't really feel like, oh, I need to paint today or I need to paint this weekend. And I think that's kind of the difference is like now I'm just like, man, just when it's time to paint, it'll be time to paint. Like before, I definitely would be like, oh, it's Saturday, I got this day off, I need to go to the studio, I need to paint today. And I feel like maybe that pressure was kind of like pushing me too hard. Um, so I couldn't tell you, like, I don't know what I'm gonna make. I don't know how it's gonna affect the art. I don't really work that way anyways. But I do feel like the best thing about it, about my Apex trip and being in Sim Reap is just honestly feeling like more free to paint whatever I want and not even care because like 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 as a painter in the back of my mind it's like I have like ideas about what galleries are showing, like what my MFA professors said to me, like what my friends are doing, and it all just is like rattling around there, and it gets so hazy. And like being in Sim Reap, just having a time to like silence all those voices, um, made me feel really good, or like remember like why I made art in the first place, which is just to kind of like have an outlet for my experiences of life and my emotional um, like outlet. So I'm really happy, but like I don't feel like I need to paint like you know. Um, Tips for future Apex fellows. Yeah, bring a lot of change. Number one, uh, um, be prepared to not talk to anybody, and I guess meditate. Like, do those three things, and I guess you'll have a good experience.